Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of Stark Reality. The topic of today's episode is going to be twin flame runner communication. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen the Chaser twin, 5D twin, whatever you want to call them, not complain, because I don't think that that's the right word, because I did it too. It's just the only word I can think of. Just put forth how much they're just frustrated with their twin and their twin can't talk to them. And what's the issue? Why? What's the, if you feel something, you just say it. I'm going to tell you something from something I got from my guidance. I'm not the runner twin, but I did get this very, very strongly from my guidance. There are a couple of reasons why your twin flame runner does not communicate with you. And just FYI, this is my journey. This is my experience. This is what my guidance has told me. It may have no bearing on your experience, but hopefully this can help some chasers get through the hump that is the will they or won't they, why don't they talk to me, and all this stuff. Your runner has core wounding, just like you have core wounding. You have to work through your shit just like they have to work through their shit. The difference is you don't have to work through communication issues. You can very easily tell them that you love them, and you probably do. You don't have that fear. They have that fear because it stems from either this life or, yes, a past life, and they've brought it over and it's inhibited them from fully expressing themselves in truth. The core wounding is when they were a child or a teenager and they tried to express themselves freely and in truth, they were shut down, completely shut down, whether it was by a parent, by a love interest, by a stranger, any time. Well, the first time they tried to express themselves, like with feelings. I love you. I'm telling you how you feel. The first time they did that and they were shut down, this is where it stems from. Because what that does is they take that in and they don't realize they're doing it. They take it in. And so when they express themselves anytime in the future, it pings that trauma. And that trauma comes up for them. It rears its little head. And they go, danger, danger. I'm not doing this. It's not safe. This is not safe. This is not safe. And so they speak their truth, but it's a half truth. It's not the full truth. And they may even start lying about their feelings because they revert back to their childhood selves and when they were completely shut down. Maybe they were told feelings are weak. Maybe they were told don't express your feelings. If you express your feelings, you're going to get hurt. Keep them inside. Be strong, whether you're a female or a male. They could have been told this. They could have told someone that they loved them and the person completely shut them down. It happened in a childhood and a childlike state. So it doesn't necessarily have to have happened when they were 3 or 4 years old. It could have happened when they're a teenager, when they're just getting a hold of their feelings, when they're just going, okay, I need to say something, I need to express themselves, and then boom, shut down. They have taken this and they have applied it to their lives. And they don't realize it inhibits them until you come along and you kick it up. And they sit there and they say, I've never felt this way before. But the last time I expressed myself, my true feelings to someone, I got shut down. And even though in their heart they know it's not going to happen, because how many times have you told your twin that you love them? They know it. It's not about they think they're going to get rejected, that, oh, if I tell them, what do they get? They know that you love them. It's about the wound that comes up. This is what stops them. We don't have that wound. They have it, which is why we cannot understand what the problem is. I spent years sitting here going, what is the problem? If you like someone, hell, if you love someone, why can't you just tell them? I spent years until recently my guidance showed me and they told me this is why. And you sit there and you go, oh my God. But core wounding is not all of it. There's other factors that go along with it. So yes, they need to figure out what that wound is, go back and release it. Otherwise, they're never going to communicate with you. And they will. They'll do it because you're on this journey together and you kind of you ping each other in order to heal. So there's the core wounding. But the other aspect of it is, and this I have seen across the board with all runner twins. Now, they're never going to say it. Maybe when you get into union, they will say it. They don't think that they are worthy of you. And that is across the board. Because when you see them, when you meet them, however it is with your twin, if you meet them online or whatever it is, they have this thing in their head. This person is too good for me. I'm not good enough for them. It brings up their insecurities because you'll notice that your runner twin, their past relationships, they will have been with toxic people. They will have been with people that didn't treat them the way that maybe you think they should be treated, which is with love and consideration and compassion. And you sit there and you're like, why does my twin continue to date these people? These people they're not good. You can see that they're not good. So they pick these toxic people because that's what they think they're worth. That's what they think they deserve. This person. Now, they don't do it consciously. It's all done in the back of their mind. And it stems from A, the core wounding, and B, they don't think they're worthy enough. They don't think they deserve it, which stems from another wound. From when they were a child, they might have been told, you can't do this, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. But they've accumulated that into, I am not worthy of you. Another thing that runner twins love to do, and that chaser twins, it really, really does hurt us, but I really need to push forth. There is a reason for it, even though it does hurt. Your runner twin is going to get into karmic relationships after they've met you. After the whole love thing, they're going to get into karmic relationships, and it hurts us. It does. It hurt me so much. Like, I fucking cried. And you, as a chaser twin, probably cried as well. But there are reasons why they do this. Two main reasons why they get into karmic relationships. One, they don't think they're worthy of you. They're like, okay, this person, you intimidate the shit out of them, can I just say. In the back of their mind, they are not worthy of you. They do not deserve you. So they pick people that they think they are deserving of, which are lower vibrational toxic people. Maybe not all the time, but this is kind of what I've seen. So that's one reason they don't think they deserve you. The second reason is they're trying to forget you because they can't. And they're like, okay, if I jump into another relationship, I'm going to completely, out of sight, out of mind, I'm going to completely forget about this person and I'm going to focus on this and I'm going to move on with my life. And guess what? It never works. It never in the history of twin souls on this planet has a runner twin ever gotten into a relationship and it has made them totally forget that they love their chaser twin. Never. And it will never happen. As long as twins incarnate together on Earth, that is never going to be a thing. So if you see your twin and they're in a relationship and they're all, yay, I'm so happy, and look at my Instagram and look, kissy, kissy, kissy. No. It's a facade. They are lying to themselves because let me tell you something. After they've met you and you're in separation and maybe they've ghosted you, they've blocked you, don't talk to me, all this stuff, and you're sitting down in a heap crying your eyes out, if that is your situation, and they get into a relationship like, yeah, I'm going to get into another relationship because this is going to be great and I'm going to forget about this person. Guess what they do? The whole time they're with that person, all they do is think about you. All they do is go on your social media. They cannot get you out of their mind, and it frustrates the shit out of them. They try everything and nothing works. So you may see your twin in a relationship with someone and it hurts. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not trying to be lighthearted about it and be like it doesn't hurt. Oh, it's one of the most painful things that you emotionally you will ever feel. One of. It is. It just is. So I'm not trying to like lighten it or anything. It's painful. But I'm trying to put it in a perspective that people might understand why they do this. They think about you. When they're in that relationship, they think about you all the time. They check your social media all the time. They dream about you. They cannot get away from you. And I'm pretty sure the universe throws signs at them. But what I do know is that you're in their mind constantly. And they end up going insane and going, you know what, I can't do this. And that's another thing why they get into relationships. It makes them realize they can't get away from you. It makes them realize, I have feelings for this person and I can't avoid it anymore. Let them avoid. They avoid. It's the runner trait. They avoid, but there comes a point where they just go, fuck it, because it is mental fuckery for them to keep avoiding. This is the reason they get into relationships with people. It never works. It never works. They might be with someone for a couple of months, a year, 2 years. It never works. They always come back to you because you are their twin. And they need to get to that point where they believe that they are worthy and they are deserving of you and your love. Because the love that you give them, the love that you shower upon them, they have never felt before from anybody. And so it's foreign to them. And so this is why they run, because it is intense. And they go, I don't, this is a lot. And it feels good. They like it. It feels good. But they run because they don't believe it. Someone's playing a joke on me. This is not real. This cannot be real because it is that intense. They just do not believe it. And they certainly don't think they're worthy of it. So they have worthy issues. They have deserving issues that they need to work on. And they have core wounding. This is why they jump into relationship after relationship, karmic relationships that do them really no good other than to make them realize they really love you. It does, because it really just pushes them towards you. And I've heard a lot of twin chasers say, oh, but they're posting lovey-dovey photos, they're traveling together. I'm going to tell you something from my experience. This is what's happened with me, and hopefully this is going to help you. The first thing that you need to know is don't look at their social media. It is only going to upset you. And also you're not focusing on yourself, you're focusing on them. The next thing you need to do is focus on their energy. Not their physical selves, not their 3D selves, not their social media. Focus in on their energy. Their energy doesn't lie. Okay, their 3D selves will lie. Their social media will lie. Their energy won't. And I have experienced this firsthand where my twin was in a relationship and all I felt from my twin was misery. Absolutely miserable. But yet, there's photos of happy times and kissy and like, look, we're here and, going to all these different places. But my energy, what I was picking up from my twin was, I don't want to be here anymore and I'm miserable and I want to get out. So that was my experience. Let me tell you something else. When they're posting photos, this is a long time ago, I once went to my twin's social media and I saw that my twin had posted a photo of them kissing their partner, and I lost it. I completely broke down, as you would. Like I said, it's one of the most painful things you can go through. And I was like, well, I guess they'll love me. They're happy, I'm going to just let them be happy. And I guess I'm just going to go do something else. I don't know. At that point, was not at this point that I'm at now. At that point, I was like, all right, well, obviously this is a me problem. This is not a them problem, blah, blah, blah. But you know what happened? Just after that photo was posted, they broke up. And I was like, what? But that photo was so love-filled. It was so energy. That photo said to anybody, hey, this is my person. I love this person. And not long after, complete breakdown and break up. This is what I mean. You cannot trust what they post. Sometimes they will post things not because they're true, but because they want them to be true. And sometimes, this is not my twin, but sometimes they'll post things just to mess with you because that's the stage that they're at. Like, they want to push you away. They do it to push you away. So do not believe that everything's happy and all this shit when you see them posting on social media. Tap into their energy, because for me at least, my twin's energy was just, get me the fuck out of here. I don't want to be in this anymore. It was misery. It was absolute misery. But that's not what social media said. Social media said happy. So look, I'm hoping this is going to make the Chaser twins feel a little bit better in going back to the beginning, why they can't communicate and why they do some of the things they do. Core wounding, They have issues because they were shut down as a child. And that is once they address the issue, then they have to work through it and then they release it and then they will not have that fear of communicating. Yes, they do get over it. They get over it. It's just timing and it just depends on at which point. And usually, to be honest, that core wounding is usually the last step before they do the 3D union, because that is what holds them back. They would have healed every single other thing that they need to heal. That is the last thing. That is the last hump. And it does happen, and you just have to wait for it. And you also have to wait for them to get over the fact that they don't feel worthy of you and they don't feel like they deserve you. But they will get over these things. But that is why they have issues communicating with you. The core wounding, shut down as a child, cannot express themselves, and also they don't think they deserve you and they don't feel worthy of you, and also you intimidate the shit out of them. And also when they get into relationships, just don't look. Just don't look, because the relationship is going to break down eventually. Now, I can't attest to the runner twins that are married. My twin's not. I can't attest to that. I can't talk about that. That's not my experience. But again, tap into their energy, because they will not be happy. They won't. Whether they get out of it or not is really up to the soul contract that they have with these people. But just for my chaser twins, I hope this has made you feel a little bit better. Obviously, seeing your twin with someone is not nice, but maybe now you have a better understanding of why they run into other people's arms. It's got nothing to do with you or if they love you or not. Nothing. It is a worthiness issue. It is a core wounding issue. Like it or not, these karmic partners usually help them realize and actually push them towards you. So if you want to hear me talk about anything specific on the twin flame journey, you can email me at starkrealitypodcast@gmail.com. If you're listening on YouTube, drop a comment, or you can listen to me on Spotify, iTunes, and all other podcast platforms. Thanks, guys. Stark Reality is a Balloon Head Productions presentation.